Hi, I'm Mary Kynard, and I'm doing my final project presentation for Adult English CE 600. First of all, we're going to talk about what adult education is. Adult education is for adults who want to go back to a learning venue to get a GED or help with other learning of how to go further into the educational forum. There are millions of workers in the U.S. between the ages of 18 through 65 that lack a high school diploma or GED. There are another 50 million who do not have a post-secondary education. The history of adult education is over 100 years ago when migrants were coming into the United States and people quit school because they had to help out around the farm or to provide for their family. At that time, adult education was mainly for whoever has quit school or wants to come in and learn the English language and the reading and the comprehension. Adult education's goal is to ensure American adults have the basic education they need for even living a good life. Once the student has reached the first goal of attaining his or her GED, then the goal is to go to college, to show them that they can do this, and to get a degree, post-secondary education degree, so that they can do more in their life. The future of adult education is that it's been around for over 100 years, and it still has a potential of 100 more years. The emphasis now on education is continuing education and a degree. Continuing education, technical education, is a field of education such as auto body. Even nursing is career technical education. There are a lot of people that want to go in that career. It is electrical, air conditioning, refrigeration. These kind of things are career technical education. A lot of people now do not have the knowledge of this because they didn't have a vocational school in high school. If they did, they were only required to do a bird feeder. I know my son was in there. He did build a deck out back. Of course, it's collapsing now, but that was some years ago. But the goal now is to get a degree of some kind, to get a higher paying job to support your family. And that is the goal these days, is to get some kind of degree or certificate. The brochure that I designed was for a new career center for adult education. The need for a community center for adults was a need in the area. There were over half of the community were new to the area and did not speak English. So there was a need in this specific area at the time to help adults to speak English and not rely on their children to do the translating. This has happened many times. I did the census in 2000, and believe it or not, a lot of times I had to speak to small children to be able to speak to the parents, to let them know what I was requesting. And that was a little unsettling. The center will help adults get their GED. It will also help them see the potential that they have to go on to a higher degree, to get that highest degree. A local community college is associated with the center, so that will make the transition easier to go to that college. Funding the career center that I had potentially designed was, when I went to go look out on what was available, the biggest one that I found was the United States Department of Education. It has grants to each state. Right now, in 2018, they doled out over 616 million funds for grants for adult education and other programs. This is big. That's the biggest one. The Literacy Foundation also awards grants for organizations to provide direct service to adults in need of literacy assistance. State and federal problems are for low-skilled students searching for further education. This is also available in the funding. And the last one I chose was World Education. It improves the lives of children and adults in many countries. The corporation uses technical techniques to help people with skills that build on the learner's context. And the final slide that I have is the outcome. What is expected of the adult education center that I have started? Well, this is the potential outcome would be to have as many adults come through this program as possible. The ones that don't speak English, put them in the ESL classes. Make sure that they do learn and get that high school equivalency and hopefully go on to the next level. The outcome in my particular center is like any other center in the other states. The outcome in other states are favorable for this center, so I was able to get the funding to start it. Numerous positions in the labor force are now requiring degrees or certificates. This is pushing adults to enhance their knowledge of the position they are currently in, or the adult hopes to acquire a better position. The outcomes are positive for a new strategically placed adult education center. That is my presentation. Thank you